So Anna, who do we have here?
All right, well, this is Franklin. Franklin is a doodle, and you can tell his coat is very dirty, and also it's that very tight, curly coat. He's probably got some mats in there too.
Sure.
It hasn't been an extremely long time. Come here, Franklin. Since he was groomed, but he was left pretty long, and it's been a few months, so, well, maybe a couple. So,
Yeah.
he's got some little bit of mats in there, and just kind of,
So what approach do you think we should, well, I can help out too, but what approach do you think we should take?
Well, I was thinking, I'm a big fan of the OG Best
Okay.
Shot products, the
Okay.
Ultramax Pro shampoo and conditioner. It's kind of my go-to, but I was thinking maybe pre-treating his white spots with some whitening.
Sure. Now the thing with the whitener and the Best Shot one-shot whitener is an optical brightener. So when you apply it, just try to be consistent in all the white areas, because what can happen is, like, if you do his foot will be brighter than this. So try to get some even deposition. And I think that's a great idea. I would have never thought of that.
What do you think, Franklin? You ready to get started? Shake. Good boy.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so I think we did a pretty good job of cleaning up after the last one, but, there might still be some white fluff floating around. So I think I'm going to take this whitening diluted shampoo and just pre-treat some of his white spots to really make those stick out and shine. So Dave is going to be collecting hair samples on Franklin today for the before and after of the shampoo and conditioner.
I know, buddy.
He's going to be taking it to the University of Kentucky.
The electron microscopy department. And we'll look at it. We'll look at before, during, and after hair samples.
Franklin, can you turn?
All right.
Good boy. Some of these white spots, it's hard to tell what's white because kind of some of the spots blend right in. They're so dirty. Yeah. All right. So I think I'm going to plan to use the good old-fashioned Ultramax Pro.
Number one.
Ready to turn, Franklin? Come on. Franklin, turn. Now I'm just running it down the drain. Okay, we'll turn the first time, but not the second time, huh? Okay. Stay.
You can already see the difference. The white is looking white.
Yeah. All right, and then do you have that diluted shampoo?
You want up? Sure. Yes, we do.
Oh, is it right here?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to use the diluted shampoo to treat his face here. That way we can be nice and careful around his eyes. All right, so now that we've added all the shampoo, I did just want to touch on something, a little hack for you guys, because everyone's prepping in different, situations and setups, and so, there is a way to also apply shampoo via spray bottle. So we did 2 pumps from a gallon jug into the spray bottle, the rest water, and if you just apply it to the coat here with the sprayer, and you can see that it gets really good deposition into the coat, and then you can work that in and you can see how it lathers up there. I mean, you're not using very much shampoo, but that is a really great way, especially like for me, something like this, because I have a show poodle, doing a neck bath at a show where you don't have a lot of access to water, and you're doing it right on a table or something. This is a really great tip. But it would also be good for like mobile groomers who, have water, they have water supply that they need to be conscious of. And, if you're paying for your water bills, or even just trying to cut costs on shampoo too, I mean, this is a great way. You can really see the lather that works up in the coat just from a couple little sprays. So yeah, this is a great technique for applying shampoo, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. This sprayer top's also really nice. It's like an industrial sprayer, so it gets really nice deposition into that coat. So yeah, you guys can see that nice lather. Come here, back up. You guys can see that nice lather in that coat.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You really didn't use a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't even full to begin with, so. Yeah. Good boy. All right, so let's start rinsing, and we can add in some conditioner. You're okay. on, Franklin. Turn. Good boy.
I know, but I turned it off. This is a great range.
All right, now we're going to switch it to conditioner. We're going to add some conditioner on him. This will really help all those mats in his coat to loosen up. And a lot of times with matted doodles and just different matted dogs, I will, if they're not completely pelted, I'll put them in the tub and I'll let the conditioner really do the work for me to loosen up those mats, so I can leave it, either get it to a brushable state or, possibly even leave it a little bit longer than I could if I didn't condition them first. And I think that's really important. A lot of groomers will start trying to comb out the mats before bathing and drying them, and like Dave was talking about earlier, the cuticles of the hair follicle are just so open, and they're just so grabby, and it's you're fighting against their hair, and the conditioner will really help close that cuticle, and it'll really help the hair separate, and just the mats can really, just slide apart. When you're doing a really good job conditioning, you can literally watch them just fall apart in the dryer when you're using a good conditioner and a good finishing spray. I've seen it happen with my own eyes many times, and sometimes, they're still mats, but they're a lot looser. Sometimes it can just be the matter of having to shave a dog in a 5, and then you're able to leave them a 1/2 inch or something, which isn't much, but honestly, the owners, they really appreciate us doing anything that we can, and of course, that's something that you should definitely charge for in a salon. But if you're able to save a little bit more and it's not any more stress to you or the dog, why not? And the way that this bathing system really shoots the conditioner deep into the coat, it's a really good way of applying the conditioner. You definitely get really good deposition with the conditioner here, and if they have any really matted areas like their back legs or something, you can kind of hold the conditioner over it a little bit longer in that spot. Not, super long, but just enough to kind of get that conditioner worked in there really deep. And all right, Franklin, look at you. Yeah, his white looks a lot whiter.
I'm going to let you get me a little bit of hair samples.
All right. Let's get all water out of your coat here. All right, let's see. Hold on, I know. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, here's some hair. You might have to grab it with your fingers because mine have the gloves on.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep, I do.
Is that enough or?
Let's get a little more. Let's get something from his, maybe some of the white hair as well. That's good. We don't need much because we're going to see it up close.
There's a good chunk of white hair.
Nice.
All right. What do you think, mister? 'Cause I think it's important too when you're in any sort of situation you might be prepping in. It's really important to squeeze that excess water out of their coat, and then using any type of, I've had a lot of groomers, they'll use the chamois or, something like that. That works. Just I use cotton towels, but I also have a washer and a dryer here, so that's a little bit easier for me. But, just making sure you get all this water that's dripping out, it'll help speed up your drying time a lot. So, and also just making sure you're getting all the product out of the coat, because a lot of people don't understand how important it is to rinse all of that product out. That also helps speed up your drying time and helps your finish. So, yeah. All right. Grab a towel.
I'm going to cut in front of your camera.
All right, Franklin. Q-turn. Good boy. Good boy. All right, so now you can see he's got very few drips off of his coat now. So we're gonna use the Ultramax finishing spray, and we're just gonna coat him real good with the finishing spray. Q-turn. Good boy. All right. And then I like to use a little happy hoodie on all my dogs before I dry them. Helps protect their ears, but it also just, keeps the air from blowing around their ears. That tends to be their most sensitive area, so it just gives them a little bit more comfort. All right, let's go dry them.
Wow.
All right, so Franklin's coat, it needs to be brushed out and combed out, but the pre-treating with the whitening.
Yeah, that was a good call.
That really made his white pop. And his coat is really nice and light and fluffy. Give it a feel, Dave.
Man.
Doesn't that feel good?
You're sleeping
Good
in the big
boy,
bed tonight.
Franklin.
Yeah.
Good
That's
boy.
awesome.
So when I go to brush out a coat like this, after bathing and drying, you stand up, turn. I put the finishing spray in a little mister bottle
Okay.
so that it, it's a little continuous spray. It gives a nice light, just even spray. I mean, you could use a regular spray bottle. I just like to get fancy sometimes,
Sure.
Just
Sure.
like some days I put on makeup.
And what's nice about this product, folks, like people will say, is there silicone in there? Among other conditioners, yes, but there's different types. We use, Best Shot was a pioneer in bringing in a lot of advanced silicone copolymers that, if you think about the last 5 years, like with your cell phone and how technology has come along, well, hair care science is no different. Over the last 3 decades, with silicone copolymers in hair care and skin care, they're so much lighter. They're water friendly. I mean, does it feel oily or heavy on the coat?
No.
No. I mean, these were concerns, and the chemists figured that out. And what you're doing is, it helps close the cuticles. It helps with split ends. It strengthens the coat. So as you brush through, we're minimizing the amount of pull. When you use a slicker, you hear a little bit of the drag from the slicker, which is normal, but it's not getting hung up in the hair, is it?
No. Nope, it's gliding right through.
Yeah, and that's the difference, and and it shows.
The dryers do tangle up the ends of the hair a little bit, and so I think it's important to put a little bit of a finishing or tangling spray on the coat just to help, when you are combing out those little tangles that the dryer makes. So.
And I'm watching your technique because you are the Doodle Queen, and I'm looking and I'm saying, this makes sense what you're doing, because I'm learning myself just by watching what you're doing, and I'm understanding, the finish effect on the hair based on what you used. I understand why.
Yeah. Yeah, if you make sure you get the coat all the way dry, and honestly, you can get a pretty close to stand dry finish just with good products, good techniques, and getting the coat thoroughly dry.
The one thing I liked about the Doodle compared to the double coated, the Arctic breed, the Husky breed mix that we did, I was blown away at how fast this coat dried. And you don't have that residual. Some of the Arctic breeds and the high porosity coats will hold, they'll hang on to the moisture a little longer. Sometimes it can be agonizing to get the coat totally dry. And this is a totally different coat type, and boy, that's fast.
Get the difference between the legs.
Yeah, wow. And that took no time at all.
Nope.
Very cool.
Yeah, and any matting that he had in his back legs, that conditioner just melted it right out. I saw a little bit of, even just in the bath, it really melted it out. But when I hit it with the dryer, there were still a couple little chunks, and they just disappeared right before my eyes. And for a dog that got a scissor cut that hasn't been in since March, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You do still have a few chest tangles, though, huh? That tends to be one of the highest friction areas, is between their front legs. Good boy.
Now, a lot of people still don't understand conditioners and will only use a shampoo, or they think they're using a conditioning shampoo. Manufacturers put conditioners in shampoo, especially professional products, just so they'll rinse out easily, because that's important when you're doing a lot of dogs. But it's not the same effect as doing separate wash, conditioning, finishing, spraying, leave-in steps. And it shows. And I keep saying, I hope I don't sound like a broken record, but the washing, the cleaning is the easy part. It's all about the conditioners. That's where the magic happens, and you enable your sprayer and in your tub and your dryer to really be a brush. Here's a off-the-wall question that'll either make it in the video or not. Would you say, how do I want to phrase this? How do I want to phrase it? Learning to trust your products once you know what they can be capable of. It does take a little bit of a leap of faith, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, finding a system that works in your, environment, because everybody's got different water, hardnesses and softnesses, and everybody has different,
different preferences.
Different preferences, and they have, different, water supply or water bills, or, and it's just finding a system that works good, and then, I think finding the system and then trying to find the product that works best in your system, or in your situation.
And I always when I talk to groomers, I always mention getting intimate with your shampoo and conditioner, and people know exactly what I mean, because you learn to you see the differences, the finish it leaves, the time it saves, and eventually that equates to knowing when to use what product on what breed, and it just comes with a little trial and error. But overall, the philosophy is the same with any breed, any coat type. It's all about managing the porosity of the hair.
Yep. Yeah, and I find I've been using Best Shot for I did the math one day, and I think it's around 6 years or so now that I've been using Best Shot. And, that's the only product I use in my salon. And we see everything from Doodles to the Arctic breeds to, Terriers to Yorkies. We see everything. And, even my show poodle, everything here is prepped in Best Shot. And we've always been extremely happy with the result on every breed.
He almost looks scissored already.
Yeah.
He held his shape pretty good.
That's just because I did such a great job last time.
Yeah. I can't argue. For some, I have to think that there's a few groomers that, based on the condition of the coat that came in, and not having an basic understanding of what a shampoo and a conditioner especially, is capable of, I think a lot of people would opt to shave them down.
First.
Now I don't. The good news is he wasn't. Franklin was not pelted.
He was not pelted, but he did have some matting. But now that we bathed him and dried him, you could do any haircut you wanted. There's no mats on him. And we did not comb any mat. There's no hair on our tail. This is the most hair I've gotten out of him.
Yeah.
And that's just regular dead coat, not mats. So, I think he is going to be going short today because it's very hot here, and his dad goes running with him, but he could get another scissor cut today, and that would be no problem. Because thanks to the products, he's in perfect condition.
Yeah.
And a little bit of, nice hair too.
Yeah.
There are some of those doodles that it doesn't matter what what kind of schedule you keep them on, or they're just getting matted.
Yep. He has a, would you call it a lush coat?
Yeah, it's it's thick, but it has just that right amount of coarseness to it. They can stretch out their appointments a little bit more, and not have to get shaved every time. But some of those dogs, they just have such soft, cottony coats that you just look at them wrong and they have a mat. Or like the owners like to tell us, they stuck their head out the window on the way over.
Sure.
And I think for some of them it might be true.
My favorite one is, my kids brush them. But just as it can be a lot of work if you don't know what you're doing or don't have the right techniques and methods, a lot of owners don't realize the upkeep involved. And it's really, it is manageable. That's the good news. If you have a good professional groomer who understands the coat type and is knowledgeable of the products and the techniques and methods, you can manage it very reasonably. Yeah, off the record, I like this approach of looking them over and pre-treating them.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems efficient. When I worked with my wife, it was my job to make sure these dogs were ready for the table. And if I left a mat hair in there, ooh, boy, did I hear about it. Josh could stop here and save some memory because you're gonna clip them down, right?
Yep.
Did you want to film the clipping down, or?
No, we don't have to.
I mean, we can. I think there's room. So
Well, you can do a little bit of time where you start it and then show the finished product. Is he going to be? You're going to take him down really low.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you
we want to do
wanna
a
go
before and
for it?
after. Are you comfortable? You comfortable with? If you were posting, this is just after bathing and brushing, before and after.
Yeah.